Okay, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first webinar of the day. We have another one at midday. My name is Phil Woods from Professional Beauty Salon International, and we'll be looking forward to hearing Raeesa Dawood talking in a second. Just one or two housekeeping things. We have the chat area. Do please use that. Say hello to us. And if you have a question, please use the Q&A section. You'll see the tab at the bottom of your screen. Please use the Q&A because otherwise your question might get lost if we have lots of chat. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Raeesa. She's an award-winning hairstylist, and she'll be discussing how COVID-19 will affect hairdressing post-lockdown, what changes must be made, and how this will affect revenue, since salons may even only allow one client per salon at a time, which may not be good. So Raeesa, there we go. There's Raeesa. Welcome. Do feel free to say hi to Raeesa in the chat area as well. And if you're watching on Facebook, please feel free to enter comments there, and we will see those as well via our team. So thank you. Over to you, Raeesa.
Hi guys, and I'm Raeesa, and today we're going to speak about how post-COVID will affect our industry as well as in terms of revenue. And I would like to start off and speak about this in a way we try to keep a positive mind, and that's most important, having a positive mind instead of sinking into this whole lockdown and getting depressed. And it can get quite depressing, and it can bring you and hold you down, and all our goals have stopped for this year and what we've prepared for, and so positivity. And so we can jump into it by saying, we as hairdressers are going to have a new world for us. And we have to adopt these ways positively. And besides adopting the safety protocols, we can look forward to re-emerging with new concepts. So, and speaking about this, obviously safety is our #1 priority, and that will be the new luxury for our industry, and to make clients feel more comfortable by creating new experiences and journeys in the salon. And by saying this, and why I'm saying this is we have to adopt ways that are going to bring clients in and make them feel as if, they're in a safer place. Being at home during this lockdown has really given people a safe place. So getting them back into our salons has to be that same sort of feeling. In terms of hygiene, we are salons, and that's something that we prioritize on having the best hygiene and protocols. But now in terms of implementing the new protocols, which hopefully we'll get soon, we have to take extra measures, which gives clients more, like I said, giving clients more that homely feel. So we as hair salons generally use our barbicide, disinfect, clean our brushes and all of that. However, the measures that we have to take now are much more drastic than what we used to do. And this will include, we know that we have to monitor clients' temperatures, we have to sanitize when entry and exit, which we've been seeing over the news, and going grocery shopping, that they're monitoring the social distancing as well. So we're going to have to try and adopt, like I said, whatever the protocols are, but making sure that we're going to make sure that we're going to be consistent with what we're doing. So our whole journey from entering the salon to leaving the salon is going to be based on safety and hygiene, so that clients also feel as if they have that security within your space, right? So speaking about safety protocols for clients, we obviously have to look at our staff and creating an awareness for them and protocols for them, because just as our clients are important, for us as hairdressers as well as the staff, we have to follow the same and even more hygiene protocols, so that we can emerge into the industry being these professional stylists who are creating a secure environment for our clients, right? So by saying this as well, and with hygiene, and there's a lot of things that will change, and part of it will be limiting contact and creating social distancing in our spaces. But we're going to have to limit clients to walking in with handbags and extra accessories and things that will lay around or be left around, and limiting them to come in. And our services, I wouldn't say will be express, because we're going to have a lot more time doing clients individually. And so limiting contact with handbags or purses, pouches, things like that will be a safer place for them and for us. Okay, we will have to create also awareness for clients to come into adhere to the protocols. I think during this time, and while we are going through this lockdown, before we can begin and before we can start off, it's a great time for us to structure and start putting these protocols into place, and also creating awareness, which is also just creating the awareness will also make our clients understand and see that we're taking this really seriously. What we're going to also have to adopt is a deep cleaning of salons daily, and it will be will have to be implemented to have a deep cleaning daily, so that there's no germs, or that everything is quite clean and presented each and every day to our clients. Okay, and this also will affect the time taken in a day to service our clients, which we have to balance our time in such a way, because we're going to have to take into consideration the time to disinfect and deep clean salons, which we had the time to service many clients on a Saturday, for example, and even during that time we'd have our time to sanitize, etc. But we're going to have to, like I say, take the extra measures, right? We also have to take into account between clients. Say you can see clients or 2 clients a day. We have to take into account the time of the service, meaning if a client is coming for a touch-up or highlights, and then the time that you would disinfect between those clients, so you're keeping a safe space for your next client to come in, which affects our industry so much, because there's days where we booked back to back 8 to 10 clients a day, which is going to be a different life, a different way, but we're going to adopt it, like I said, positively, and have new ideas and ways to adopt these changes into our industry. And like I said, in a very positive way, because this can be done. You can change your whole world in your salon by adopting new concept and new ways to bring in clients. Okay, with regulations in place, seeing less clients obviously means less revenue. And I know it's so difficult for many business owners and small businesses as well, because you've invested so much into your salons, and by not, during this time, we've really seen a hit, and we have to look at ways to bring in clients back. And like I say, with less revenue, it's going to really cripple us if we don't manage it properly. Okay, seeing less clients in your space will bring more peace of mind to them, and being consistent with these measures attract more clients to re-emerge into the space. And by saying this, we have to be consistent in how we sanitize, how we keep hygiene, how we keep our social distancing. We have to keep spaces so that clients also feel that they're secure in that space. And because we are in a we in a contact, like we touching, we busy with the hair, so they're already overwhelmed by the fact that you're so close. And the thing is that we have to also look at adopting how our body language will be for our clients when they walk in. I mean, we're so in contact, hugging our clients. We have that relationship where we're so in touch with them. But unfortunately, we have to adopt personalized ways to welcome them back in and make them feel that same warm feeling, but just in a more secure way, right? Going back, pointing on revenues, salons will no longer see back-to-back clients, like I said, nor will we see walk-in clients. And that's going to change drastically because pre-bookings will be a necessity now more than ever. Seeing walk-in clients are not going to be acceptable. We're going to have to, for a very long time, not accept any walk-in clients, and that's going to change our revenue as well. However, if we schedule ourselves with pre-bookings in a certain way, and we are consistent with how we do our pre-bookings for our clients, we shouldn't go wrong, and we should be able to, like I said, have our clients in and still service them correctly. We've already suffered losses during the lockdown period, and this decreases the business revenue immensely, and obviously getting our staff in, making sure that we also have to have not, when regulations come out, I'm sure not everybody will be able to get back to work. You won't have as many assistants as you had. You won't be able to have many apprentices as well. So we have to also look at ways where we're going to have to manage ourselves in a certain way, and our staff, and our revenue. Like I said, we have suffered the loss, but looking forward, we actually have to look positive because we are quite high in demand. And when we do go back, people are going to look for the professional touch. Our clients are still, and I've seen this through social media and interaction on social media. And yes, everyone's going through with color kits and asking for advice on how to do their colors, etc. But we need to also understand that being a professional is also knowing your value, and going back into the industry after this lockdown, we need to think positively, because trust me, people want that professional advice, that professional touch on their for them to have coming back. Because I also feel not everybody likes to just sit at home and do their own color, and not every time it comes out correct. And we're going to have a lot of color corrections going back into salons, because I do know of many clients who've resorted to using a box color. We are an industry where we build people's positive for themselves, their image, and of course, being at home and during this time has already dampened so many spirits. However, they've maintained the colors in a certain way, and of course, things didn't go right, so we're still in a position where clients are going to come back to us and say, hey, you know what, I made a mistake, please, you're going to assist me and help me out, how can we get my hair back in order? And this is also going to have a huge impact on time. Like I said, we're going to have to also work on the time that we can service our clients and fix those colors, or do a new color, and also implement or recommend different colors and things that would be more maintainable for the time that we're in. Okay. And so with regard to revenue, prices for all services and products are marginally going to have to increase to supplicate for the new measures being introduced into each and every salon. And by saying this, I mean marginally increase is because we are not going to see as many clients to have the turnovers that we had. However, with regard to our whole hygiene and all the protocols and all of that that goes within our journey of the salon, we are going to have to obviously invest more of our capital to ensure that these things are consistent, and making sure that's also consistent. Our services are not going to be we're going to service maybe 2 clients a day. So in terms of the marginally increasing in the revenue, we have to look at ways where we're going to have to do services and increase our menus for so that it is also profitable for us to run our businesses. It wouldn't be it wouldn't actually work out for us to do 2 clients and then we suffering losses in the salon because we are unable to make our rentals, we are unable to follow our hygiene protocols, we are unable to get any stock, and all of these things add up. And I'm sure there's many salon owners that are participating in this webinar, and we know the costs that incur with running a salon. So we need to also understand that which clients would understand that we have to increase certain services in terms of pricing so that we can still be sustainable as salons, and in a respectful way. And by saying this, we don't have to go through to a drastic increase, but we can look at ways where we need to have a bit of added value, right? We've had a lot of time to think during this time and in this period on how we are going to improve our service and extend our menu, and how we're going to improve our services as well and be more hands-on and create a more personalized experience. No pun intended on the hands-on phrase, but we really need to look at ways where we are going to personalize this experience for client and make each service something much more wholesome for the client, because you're going to service 2 clients in that day. You need to make sure that each and every part of that service has an added value to it, and as well as making the client feel comfortable in that space, making a client feel as if she is getting the experience that she needs to be in a hair salon. Clients' appointments will have to be monitored and done in a way that timing for sanitizing and preparation for the next client is done thoroughly. And this means that, between the 2 clients, say we do 2 clients a day, between those 2 clients, managing that time is going to be very important so that you don't have a clash, that the client walks in, now she has to wait, and there's any contact with 2 clients in the salon. We're going to have to keep that social distancing. So that time in between, making sure, and what would be a great idea for us getting back into salon is having extra equipment, so that when we use a set of equipment that can go through a sanitizing station, and then have your next set of equipment which is sanitized already, which will lessen the time for us to start on the next client. And we have been exposed to more virtual consultations and virtual advices from, and I find that many hairdressers have been doing virtual consultations, which is a really nice thing, because you can also do your virtual consultation a day before the client comes in, and when the client comes in, you already have an idea of what it is that she wants, what services you're going to do, what her hair looks like, and manage your time that way. And by doing your virtual consultation, you are also getting the information in terms of her health, etc., which you should do when clients walk in. We're going to have to implement questionnaires to monitor clients' health, as well as how they're feeling for that day. And of course, if you're doing virtual consultations a day before, you kind of also have an idea if a client had a flu, or she, you need to ask these questions now, and it's going to be an open question to ask. Have you been in contact with anybody who's been or had the corona, or have you been in contact with anybody or families that had it? So you need to ask these questions for the safety of yourself as well as your clients, because we're going to be responsible to make sure that our environment and our clients are safe, because from you, this could pass on, and that's not where we need to think positively that, you know what, we're going to enter this new space, we're going to be consistent in our protocols, we're going to make sure that our clients feel safe and secure, and we're going to make sure 100% that we're going forward with this in a very, very we're going to take our measures extra, and that we're going to make sure that our clients feel safe and that we are 100% of this. So the virtual consultations do assist and help in many ways. And also it takes off a lot of time, because coming from a professional salon, our consultations are the biggest part, because that's extracting information from the client on what they want, the service they want, what's their current look as well as their desired look. So it does take a lot of time, and if you are going to be doing this a day before and extract that information, at least on the day you're prepared, and you can go ahead with the service and do that service with the best of your abilities. And part of strategizing this the going into salons post-COVID is also your marketing and social media strategies. And this is going to have to include a lot of we're going to have to try and make excuse me, we're going to have to try and make an awareness more on hygiene and safety in our salons, and try to promote that, because we're going to have to get clients to feel and think that they are coming to a safe space. Yes, our social medias and our marketing is all about hair and the beauty of hair and all of that, but we need to create a platform for us to promote hygiene and safety awareness, right? This is also a good time to think about redefining your space by creating spaces for clients to ease their fears and also to create calm. We have to look at salons giving a space of calm, and also the space of, I think clients are so afraid to come back, even though they're dying to get their hair done, they really want their hair done. But we have to create the space of calm. We have to create the space of making clients less fearful to come into the salon, and make sure that we feel as if, they know that we're going to give them 100% of our service with the top of the range hygiene and safety protocols. With regard to retail products, and this was also something to think about, and reading through articles in the industry and how things are going to change, our retails changed drastically, and it's amazing how companies have offered shipping, which is the new way to go, and virtual consulting your client before recommending a product, which lessens contact with your client or the product, or gone are the days when we had to display tons of product on a shelf. It's gone. We cannot look at that anymore, because by doing that, you have a lot of interaction with your client, and then your client touching the bottle, you touching it, you recommending the product. What we're going to try or going to have to implement is shipping, which shipping is going to that's already implemented. But us to get more comfortable with shipping products to our clients, or we're going to have to display just the product, one product, and get our clients to maybe come through to your retail shelf that only has each product range, one in each. So you, for example, let's say L'Oreal Professional has the CD Expert range. You'll have just one product of shampoo, conditioner, and mask. And this you can explain to your client, and you can dispatch it from your stockroom, which is obviously sanitized and obviously in a safe space to hand it over. And by doing this, you're going to have to dispatch obviously on payment when the client leaves, and you can sanitize in those ways. So I think I've touched on most of what I think, like, and how from my personal perspective, as well as my information that I've extracted from the industry, to to get you guys to understand that our world is going to change, but in a very positive way. We're going to have to think positively how to change our space. And it's such a beautiful time to reinvent your brand, your space, and who you are as a hairstylist, and how you're going to service your client in the best possible way in terms of safety and hygiene. Sorry, Phil, I can't.
All right. I was about to speak and then I realized I was muted still.
Right.
Thank you for that, Raeesa. I think for me, you know, yes, you've covered a lot about the protocols that we're going to have to do, and clients, you know, the management of clients, so much more, you know, but it's also, I think people have got to think about how they're going to reassure clients as well, that before they actually even make an appointment, perhaps, I don't know. In Dubai, we've obviously got an office in Dubai, and one of the things that they're now able to do treatments and you know, hairstyling and etc. And they've been doing a lot in the way of talking to the client beforehand. Yes. Before the appointment, to reassure them, to make sure that they know what to expect when they turn up at the salon. I mean, things like even having the door closed or not, you know, to the salon, so that the client doesn't actually have to touch the door handle. You know, it's little things like that. Obviously, that depends on the location over here because of safety. Some salons, you know, obviously want the gate, the barricade up. So there's a helicopter flying overhead. Sorry for the interruption. Cheers. It's not my helicopter, honestly. Yeah, it is all going to be a lot different. And I mean, one of the things we've done in the UK is we've put together a poster for the salons to display, sort of saying what is expected of the client and what the client can expect of the salon. Yeah. And we'll probably hopefully do the same, which will make freely available to everybody over here as well, as soon as we know what actually the protocol is going to be. So yeah, you know, I think for me, it's positive that salons are thinking about what they're needing to do, and also that we might possibly have some good news in the next few days, maybe with luck, as to when we can open.
Yes, I think it's important how to say, and like I said, in terms of social media and in terms of marketing, as well as virtual consultations, is to make an awareness to our clients, to make sure that they understand what it is like to get back into the salon, and to follow through with what protocols that we have to follow. So I think that's it. And we have the platforms. That's amazing. I mean, we have so many platforms in our industry, and also our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We've got all the platforms to voice and to create the awareness, which is really nice, and also create such a easy way for us to communicate with our clients, to make them aware. I mean, also our appointment bookings through our the applications that we are registered with, and sending out messages, or sending out an email. And we're going to have to try and get back into emailing clients and sending out texts to create awarenesses, which is really nice. And the more we do that as hairstylists, clients also believe that we understand, as well as they trust us more, that we are trying our best to follow through with protocols. And if we are not going to do these things, it's really going to affect us as a hairstylist and our businesses. So investing in the new protocols, or the way we're going to have to do things, or investing in the safety and hygiene, is going to be a tremendous investment as well. So but rather doing that than not having your salon at all, or having clients come to you and not feel safe.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. We've got a couple of questions from people.
Yeah, that's open.
Somebody has asked, do you know what the actual protocols are for us to open? Nope.
We don't have a clue.
Yeah, it's I mean, obviously there are some obvious ones such as the social distancing and those things. And the OACB have created a video where they detail quite a lot of what we presume would be required. But unfortunately, we don't know exactly. The other question we've got is hair services. This is from Joanna. Hair services are already so personalized. How can we personalize these treatments even more?
So in terms okay. Look, so I mean, if you're going to, and when I say, we might not be able to do every service on our menu, depending on what the protocols are. We're going to have to try and maintain. Okay, so we are doing, for example, your clients coming. You also have to see, okay, your clients coming for root touch-up and personalizing her treatment by doing her root touch-up would mean maybe giving her a complimentary hand massage so that she can feel as if, obviously following through with your disinfecting, etc. But personalizing it in such a way that everything around her starts putting a lot more focus on her feeling important and safe at the time. So whatever services that you're going to do, you have to kind of innovate a certain journey around that for your client, or even if she's coming through for just coming through for a cut and blow dry, you can offer a complimentary treatment with that. But like I'm saying to you, that's why we're going to have to look at increasing certain prices of your services to give that added extra value, as well as including your hygiene into that. And like I'm saying to you, I mean, you're going to have to think about this innovatively. Having to make sure that when your client comes in, whatever she does, she's going to have the extra value, extra personalization, giving her maybe having a poster out or a really nice note given to her via an email, or when she comes in, everything around. I actually seen on social media that some salons have had a little song they sing, and personally for the client to welcome them back into the salon, and trying to create that journey. And like I said, with you as a salon owner, and your space, what services you offer, and what added value can you add onto that. What will your space also allow? Not many salons are maybe 10-seater salons, or not many salons have the luxury of having two clients in. If, I mean, like I said, we don't know yet any protocols, but imagine just being one client in the salon. It's also such a personalized thing where one client is in there, and you can't leave an empty field for her. You're going to have to create something that's going to make her feel whole and warm, and your interaction with her has to be in such a way, like I said, your body language, your language is going to have to be in no contact whatsoever. However, we can make certain personalized personalized poster or personalized card for your client to have a look at, so she can feel like she's coming in and she feels like she's getting her added value.
Yeah, cool. Okay, thank you for that. It doesn't look like we've got any other questions at this time. I don't know if anybody wants to say anything on the chat, whether they found it beneficial, useful, etc. But I certainly found it very enlightening. So thank you for that. Yeah, we look forward to maybe talk to you again. And obviously we look forward to hopefully having the industry open again, and so you won't have the time to talk to us. But there we go. So thank you very much, Raeesa. See you soon. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And it was lovely getting this time to chat on this panel. And just the last few motivational words, I hope. We are hairstylists and we change clients' images to make them feel amazing, and it gives us a sort of good energy. And if we don't go back into the industry with positivity and good energy, we won't be able to pass that energy on. And we don't have, there's no longer that personal touch in terms of touching and holding and hugging. However, if we can give off good energy in our industry, as well as us as a team of hairstylists, we are family on our own and just assisting each other. You guys are most welcome to anytime ask me any questions or go on my Instagram page, and we can always assist each other and look for ways where we as a family, we are a family that's going through this together. And for us to just keep into contact and give each other help and ideas for our salons, it would be really such a pleasure to assist all of you guys. But think positive and let's go for this in a very positive way, because we do change lives in our own way.
Great stuff. Thank you.
Pleasure. Okay. Awesome. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.